In a country that prizes personal history, there are many for whom family history, family records have been wiped out, expunged, until now.
My name's Frank Morrill, and I've been collecting these kinds of things for the past 54 years.
He bought boxes and boxes of glass plates. For years, they sat untouched. Morrill's granddaughter, Hannah, discovered many of the plates weren't just images of buildings in and around Worcester, Massachusetts. They appeared to be numbered portraits.
She said, "Oh, why does it have a little number in the back?" And it had a little number 76 was scratched into it. And I said, at first I don't know. And then I looked into it a little further, and within a couple hours I realized that I had the logbook that I purchased along with the nearly 6,000 negatives when I bought them from this one photographer, William Bullard. As you're looking through, you start to see patterns. You learn quite a bit about the photographer and the sitters. For example, he would not be sitting like this in a studio. And it's unusual that it wasn't in a studio, it's in a home. So you not only get to see the home, you get to see the comfort level of the sitter with the photographer, which would be unusual at that time.
Also unusual for the time, the late 1800s. The photographer William Bullard was white. His subjects were African Americans and Native Americans. It all began with plate 76.
In the logbook, he had written down next to number 76, Celia Perkins. And from that point, I was given information about a good person to contact, and that was Dr. Jeanette Greenwood at Clark, who was an expert in this kind of migration of blacks from the South. And off we went.
He basically said in his email that he had some photographs of African Americans in Worcester that I might be interested in. He basically projected some of the glass negative slides that he had scanned up on a big, beautiful computer screen. And I was just completely blown away. I mean, I was just shocked by what he was showing me. I mean, first of all, they were beautiful photographs. They were just so pristine, and the contrast and the composition, everything was so beautiful, but the faces were so compelling. And so I was, my jaw dropped.
Janet Greenwood created a seminar course for undergrads at Clark University, based on William Bullard's glass plates. Building upon Greenwood's and Morrill's research, students delved into the images, hoping to make a connection between the photographs and modern-day ancestors.
In 2014, when I learned about the Bullard exhibit and I received that phone call, let me tell you, I literally got goosebumps.
And so William Bullard's photograph, number 76, Celia Perkins, was traced to a local family, the Hamptons. And 150 years after Celia sat for the photo shoot, Kim and Camille Hampton were able to meet her, a relative they knew nothing of and who had lived just several miles from their home.
This is my great grandparents, Cecilia and Edward Perkins. A lot of people don't have the gift of being able to actually see their ancestors and to see the generations and to have that type of family tree that we've been blessed as a gift.
It reminds us again how fragile our history is. The fact that these glass negatives even survived. They sat on shelves for years, of William Bullard's brother. The fact that they fortunately fell into the hands of people who really cared about them. There's so much history we've lost, and especially when it comes to the history of people of color, where their history was consciously destroyed in the slave system.
Not feeling like you belong in the country you grew up in is very difficult, and being able to see these photos and relate it back to like my historical roots and where I came from, it just affirms that not only did my family live here and survived and thrived, but there is the Black presence in America is very strong, and we're rooted in the history.